In this video, I'm going to help you understand how most couples seek help to improve or strengthen their relationships. Now, I know that this can be a confusing and emotional process for many people, especially if you're trying to save your relationship from breaking up or divorce, like I talked about in the previous video. After this video, you'll be able to identify where you are in the help-seeking process, think about the steps you've already taken, and make a plan for the future. Now, this is that relationship help-seeking model. There are three main phases of seeking help: recognizing there's a problem, or a problem that you want to prevent in the future, deciding to seek help, and then actually seeking that help. The first phase in this model, problem recognition, is usually the longest phase for three reasons. One reason is that it can often take a long time for problems to develop. For example, poor communication, such as avoiding issues or fights about those issues, usually slowly get worse over time. And if you're seeking help before those problems even develop, for example, to prevent those problems in the future, it can sometimes take a while to realize which problems you and your partner might be at risk for. Another reason the problem recognition phase usually takes a long time is that our brains are wired to protect our relationships. Our brains do this by helping us ignore the little things that our partners do or don't do that bother us. And for the most part, that's helpful. That's a good thing. If we got upset at every little thing our partner did, our relationships would be in trouble on a daily basis. We would constantly be getting in fights. Fortunately, most things are minor problems that go away on their own. So we can safely ignore them and go on being happy in our relationships. However, that also means that we're not very good at detecting the big problems, the one we do need to do something about when they first start. Finally, there's a third reason why it takes so long to recognize problems. We often don't want to talk to our partners about our growing worries or our growing unhappiness. In fact, it's not uncommon for one person to be really unhappy in a relationship and the other to be happy, or maybe just thinking that the minor problems will pass with time. Although it's not always true, usually women realize that there's a serious problem in a relationship before men do. Women have more of what's called relationship awareness, something they developed early on growing up when they were navigating their complicated friendships. On the other hand, growing up guys were more likely to be playing video games or sports with their friends. So they didn't spend a lot of time thinking about their friendships, especially kind of problems or arguments in those friendships. In fact, studies of couples filing for divorce show that about 1/3 of men don't know why they're actually getting a divorce. All they know is that their partner is unhappy. So if you're in the problem recognition phase, we have lots of videos that talk about specific types of relationship problems and some things you and your partner can do to try to solve them. So I would really encourage you to check those out. The second phase of the help-seeking process is called treatment consideration. There are a few important things that happened in this phase. First, you start to realize two important things. One being that the relationship problem isn't going to go away on its own. You actually have to do something to fix it. And the second one is that you probably need some type of outside help to improve that problem. The things you've been doing haven't solved the problem. So you start thinking about what you could do. You might talk to your family or friends about what they've done in the past and what they've found helpful. You might Google information about certain types of relationship problems or treatments that are out there. And as you find more and more information, you identify things that you could do, and also, just as importantly, things that you don't want to do. In another video, I'll talk about the best types of help you can seek for your relationship. So definitely take a look at that video if you're in the treatment consideration phase, because I think it will be very helpful in identifying options, including options that you might not have thought about yet. When we're talking about our relationships, one important part of the treatment consideration phase is whether you're going to want your partner involved in whatever treatment you're going to get. Generally, relationship programs are going to be more effective if your partner is doing it with you. And that's true whether you're trying to prevent future problems, fix a specific problem, or save a relationship that's on the brink. It's just easier when you're both on the same page and working to improve your relationship. So if possible, I would really encourage you to try your best to get your partner involved in strengthening your relationship. In fact, it's so important that we have a whole video that focuses on ways to get your partner involved. Finally, the third step of the help-seeking process is actually seeking that help. By this point, you've made a decision about what you want to do, and now you need to actually do it. For example, if you've decided to read a self-help book for your relationship, you need to decide which book you want and buy it. If you're going to do an online program, you find the right one for you and your partner, or you look for one that you can do on your own. If you've decided to attend therapy, you find the best individual or couple therapist in your area that you can afford or that is covered by your insurance. So there are a couple of questions I want to ask you at this point. What phase of the help-seeking process are you in? Are you in the problem recognition phase, the treatment consideration phase, or the treatment seeking phase? What phase of the process do you think your partner is in? In the next few videos in this introductory series, I'm going to talk about different types of help you can get for your relationship, how to find help that will actually work to improve your relationship, and of course, how to talk to your partner about all of this.